first thing you need to do is that you have to love what you do in this field. You can't just jump into it. You have to love what you do. You have to understand the children, and you have to be able to manage them appropriately. As much as possible, a lot of skills is needed. You need to build yourself up to a certain level. If you're a parent, read a lot, ask questions. Ask other parents that have been through it. Ask me. If you can't find anybody to ask me. I will tell you what is like. For me, as a parent, for my son, for all the children I serve, I've seen, since I started this work, I've seen over 500 children. I've seen children that have come to me only 3 times in a year, and their progress has hit the roof just by speaking to the parents. Don't think that you have to spend so much to be able to support your child. The first thing is empower yourself. Don't let the people that come into your home teach you what you need to know. You are the one in charge. You are the one that knows your child. Your child, the other people can only see your child maximum 6 hours in a day. If your child is not in boarding school, the remaining hours is you. You be in charge and take charge of that, of your child. Love that child unconditionally. Do not be in denial. That is always the back step. Do not be in denial. Accept what God has given you and run with it. Run so hard with it that God will wonder, wow, I didn't think that this guy had the strength to be able to do this. Because you know what? That child, the energy you spew out, the child understands that energy and he embraces it. So if you do not love that child, automatically the child will know it, whether the child is speaking or not, and the child will act according to the energy given out to him. Okay? When I tell parents, when your child is young, don't put them in boarding school. Let them live with you, no matter how bad the challenge is. Living with you means that the love that you give, the natural love that comes as a mother or a father, you can transfer it to that child without even getting that child out of your home. I've seen a case where a mom has a child with autism, severe autism. She decided on her own that she wasn't going to take that child anywhere. She wasn't going to take that child to any school. She wanted to be the child's therapy. And you won't believe what she did. The only thing she did with that child, apart from all the teachings around the house, is to read a certain part of the prayer book every day, every morning and evening. That child didn't go to anybody for therapy. That was the child's therapy. The reading, the understanding, the bonding with the mom, that was what helps that child. Today, if you see that child, you won't know that he ever was quite severe. So we have to know how we embrace this child that God has given us. Yes, it's not the package we were looking for, but even without that package, we are blessed with this package. Let us look at it as a blessing and work towards it as a blessing. For those working with them, you must love your job. If you are doing it for the money, you're in the wrong profession. Every time you earn that salary, before the week runs out, salary will slip through your hand. But every time you go to that child in love and you earn that salary, even if it's half of what you were earning before, it will last you for the rest of the month. It's a principle. Follow it. Our children come with divine blessings. It depends on how you see it. Like I was saying it the other day, we have never borrowed to do anything at Patrick's.
Yes.
We have never borrowed to do anything. We've never borrowed. At the brink of it looking like it is finished, like the oil, the woman with the oil that God said, take all the containers you have in your house and pour that oil and let it fill it up. I'll keep filling it. As long as the oil, the jars are empty, I will fill it up. That's exactly where we are at Patrick's. And I feel that the principle is that we not only do for ourselves, we are so open. We were so open that people will say, Mrs. Akonde, I want to come and volunteer for 2 weeks. And they will come to the center, stay with us. We open the center up, stay with us for 1 month, and then go out there and say, oh, I was trained by Patrick's, and they were only with us for 1 month. What kind of training would you have gotten from that? So we had to stop that to put our training into proper perspective, because people were using us because we are open to come in and say, oh, I was at Patrick's, and everybody in the field was taking them. They weren't even coming back to us, Nigerians. We need to ask for references when these people come to us. The person will just say, oh, I was at Patrick's. And somebody will say, oh, Mr. Akonde, one of the people, I don't know this person. He only came for 2 weeks to volunteer with us, you know. So we must at every point in time find where we are and equip ourselves to do the job that God has given us to do.
Awesome, awesome, Mrs. Akonde. Love your child naturally, unconditionally, and intentionally. Don't be in denial. Yes. Accept what you have and run with it. Know your child and bond with that child. And to the caretakers, love what you do. Our children are divine blessings. Find where you are at and run with it.
Well, through this crisis, I'm learning not to go with the Joneses, because what you find right now is that in the field of education, everybody is waiting to outshine the next person. So I'm learning to breathe and take every day as it. Awesome. I'm learning to go on walks. I'm learning how to stay sane when you are in a confined environment. I'm learning how lonely some of my children are. How lonely it can be and how we can better serve them. I'm learning, I'm wondering, in the midst of the people that they are in right now, how are they coping? How lonely are they as well? I'm learning a lot from them. A lot of the things that they go through, some for one reason or the other, I also go through it one way or the other. So I'm learning to love my husband more and more.
I'm taking that from you. Awesome.
More and more and more in a confined environment.
In a confined space.
Yes.
Awesome.
And learning to cope and learning to keep quiet when I'm supposed to be shouting off the roof. So
I'm learning a lot from you.
And I know I know that life as we know it will never be the same again. I know it.
Please tell them, allow that one again. Say it again.
Life as we know it will never be the same again. We are here not for ourselves, but for one another. This is a time to hold somebody's hand. This is a time of kindness. The number of phone calls we get on a daily basis of I need, shows us that there's a lot going on around us.
Wow.
This is the time to share your bread. This is the time to give of yourself.
Wow. Mrs. Akonde, in fact, I'm thinking in my heart now, because Instagram is going to go up very soon, I'm thinking that we are going to have a 1 hour or 2 hour session with people, but I can see so many comments there. We can only do so much on Instagram. Maybe, who knows? Just like you said, we are learning a lot of things. We will live through it and we will lead through it. But trust me, we will talk about it offline and I'll support you in doing that. Because I think many people they're going through stuff and they don't even know what to do. Like we said, nobody has gone this way before. So we're all doing trial and error. But some people at least have the experience. So I love your last words. You are learning to breathe. That is so important. To take walks. You are learning how, even in your own space, how lonely your children, Patrick, will be at home. Because they're not even used to staying with their parents too. If their parents are going off the roof, I can't imagine what the children are going through. They are going through a lot of stuff. So guys, this is about all that we can take now. And I do hope that you have learned at least one thing or two on how you can support those living with autism through this crisis. I just want to thank you so much, Mrs. Akonde, for your time today and for giving of yourself always. Thank you for what you do.
Always my pleasure.
Living with autism. I'm always so blown away by your attitude, your grace, your strength of character through all of what you go through. As we continue to learn, live and lead, especially through this crisis, please take care of yourself. Be kind to one another. Be kind to people, especially people living with disabilities, and stay safe and be well. Thank you so much, Mrs. Akonde, for joining us. Thank you,
my coach, for having me. I learned a lot from you every time. I keep learning. And I thank you for the opportunity. God bless you.
God bless you.